Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. This should be a quick one. I'm kind of not joking, it should be quick. This one's come in to get a few little things done underneath, and he's also mentioned, oh, noise, can you check this noise? And we found a number of things that could have made noises, so I want to tell you what they were. The other thing I want to say is if you're trying to contact me, stop trying to ring me. It's just not going to work. The phone doesn't ring. It goes straight to voicemail to tell you what you need to do, which as I've been telling you for months or years, I don't know. Doesn't matter anyway, no big deal. Just letting you know, you need to send me a text message with your full name, vehicle details, and what it is you're calling about, because unfortunately I just can't talk to everyone. I can talk to clients every now and then. I can't talk to every client all day, every day. As you can understand, there's only one of me. So sorry about this cleanliness here. We did a diff oil change, so it's all been cleaned up. And I've just put it back up to show you a couple of things we found. So one thing I found was there was a socket. I don't know who worked, maybe, I don't know if it's who fitted this bull bar or whatever, but there was a socket sitting up in that tray there, right? See there, just sitting along there, and it's not focusing, it doesn't really matter where, but sitting there in that tray, there was a socket. So we've got that out. There could have been a jingle. These sorts of things are going to rattle around, so I don't know, you know, at the end of the day, it might be sort of cool, ready to go, but you could go on a bit of a, you know, you could go over one of those hills where, you know, your approach angle's a little bit, and you could touch this and squash that. You know, personally I wouldn't leave it there. That's annoying. If it does, it's not going to come unhooked anyway, but if the rope comes loose, is the winch locked? Because you're not meant to leave it locked, ideally, and if it comes loose, it could end up dragging on the ground. So personally, I would get one of those fair lead saver type things that go on the rope up here. Well, what would I do? I don't have a winch, so there you go. But look, if you've got one, that's what you want to do. You want to probably take this off, because it's just extra weight hanging around, flopping around on there, and just have something small on the eye and bring it back in and sit it nice and flat there. And when it's time to do a recovery, you can just put a shackle straight through that eye there without this contraption, because it's probably better anyway. Do you know what I mean? You've got to get straps out, you've got to get this out, you might as well just get your shackle. You're going to hook that over something. I mean, you know, that's a quick thing, but you're still going to get a tree strap, probably put a shackle to join that, and then hook that onto the shackle. You might as well just put this into the shackle as well, right? So if you know what I mean. Anyway, it's not a recovery video. Sorry, it's not a recovery video. So what do we found? We found a socket. We found this rattling around, so there's two noises there. We found noisy injectors. There's a separate video on that. You may or may not have seen that. If you haven't and you want to, make sure you subscribe and turn the bell on so you get notified when it comes through. We've done a transmission flush. That's why that's all nice and clean. Transfer case. And while looking around there, I saw this. I don't know if this is it, but look at that. All right, so this is, I suppose, what the video is about. Is that what it's going to be? I don't know. So there's a clip there. I don't know how that came out or whatever the case may be, but it should be pretty easy. I'm pretty sure, I'm going from memory here, it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure I've found those out before and I've just clipped them back in, so I don't believe there's an issue with that. I might get dirty hands though doing it, so I'll finish doing the video and then I'll put some gloves on and clip that in. So what do we got on this one? Comes in with a bit of, you know, oh, there's a bit of a knocky, rattly noise. Well, 1, 2 was the socket in there, and 3 was the jiggle here, and the other one was the injectors. There's quite a rattle there. Unfortunately, I'd say contamination. Probably someone's had the injectors out, and there's probably, I'm not saying fully severe, but some pretty bad damage or something jamming number 4. Could be from removal installation as well, who knows. Anyway, guys, what I was going to tell you while we're at it, just to make it a bit longer, because I said it'd be short and I'm done in 4 minutes. Let's have a look around on this car, and I'll tell you, it's not a, you know, it's not a service. It came in for a list. We concentrate on that list, and that's it. I'll tell you something, right? I want to show you a good spot. If you've got to run a wire from the front to the rear, okay, so without too much detail up that way, but comes down around about there. This is not complete. The client asked, and we don't do this, just so you know. That's why I'm showing you how to do it now. He asked, can you run a wire for me, okay? He's going to connect it at each end. It's just easy while it's on the hoist. He tried to do it on the ground, not enough for him to get under it. And I'll tell you what, you know, we spent probably half hour, 45 minutes getting this right. So I wouldn't want to be doing it on the ground either. So this is the deal. See these clips here? sometimes there's some empty spare ones. I like to use them. That's how we roll. Okay, so there's one. Corrugated split tubing all the way. Plenty of zip ties, as you can see, nice and neat, along where the other pipes go. Then it goes over on top of the chassis. Now you can run it on top of the chassis, or you can run it alongside the fuel tank up that side, this side of the chassis. What we did, you can just see it here, just made it a little bit easier, routing it through there. Okay, there it is. I probably can't show you fully where it goes, but I'll show you what I can show you. Right, you can see where it goes that way. Now I've got to go around the back behind the diff, and then it comes out up here. Right, you can see zip ties again, zip tied across to where the other, you know, follow the factory looms is, you know, a good idea where possible. You know, a few variables there. We could have taken that some different ways, but that's a good way to do it. It's not the only way. I'm not saying it's the best way. I'm just giving you an idea what neat and tidy, plenty of zip ties, and then up over the fuel tank. And it comes out the other end. As I said, we've just zip tied it up because he's going to terminate fit off the ends. We just did our little bit to help out. So there you go. You got another little extra tip that isn't even going to be meant. Well, maybe I should put it there. How to run a wire front or whatever. So look, that's where you run it, guys. If you've got it, you want to put an Anderson plug or get your power to the back. If it's inside the car, that's different. Okay. If you want to get power for your dual battery to just power outlets, that's a different story. This is if you got something to go into a camper trailer, Anderson plug type arrangements. That is how I say it's done anyway. What else can I tell you? So that wasn't planned, so we'll make it a bit long. We'll have a look around. This thing's in pretty good condition. It's got the Outback Armour suspension, which we don't mind, so we're not all about just telling you Dobinson's is the only one. Have a look at the bushes there, looks pretty good. Customer's very happy with it. Right, so I'm not saying buy this or don't buy that, whatever, you know what I like, but I'm just trying to be, you know, show you exactly right. Bushes look good. It's not very old either though, so we'll maybe check back with it in a few years, but I believe this gear's fairly good. Let's have a look at the welds, right? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Apparently it's Australian made. I wish I knew more details. If the manufacturer, the owner of Outback Armour, wants to send me a text message with a whole long message with all the facts about Outback Armour, who you are, who designed it, who made it, in what state, and whatever, the struts and the springs, who's whatever, and what the warranty is, and what the, you know, a bit of information. Well, we might share it at a later date. It'd be good to know about. Let's have a look at these bushes. This is something we look at. That one looks pretty good. Those ones, yeah, that look pretty good as well. That one, you know, just starting. You can see that little bit of a split just starting right at the start there. Nothing to worry about, guys, but just be aware they do start. What do we got looking under this vehicle? Right, okay. No, nothing to see. It's just a Toyota, right? See? You know, these quality exhaust systems we tell you about, 5 years old, and it's just beautiful. Looking around, nothing to tell you here. Look, if you're hitting off-road and stuff, you got to be careful of these pipes. Now, I would suggest you've got to be doing some pretty bad driving to hit these aircon pipes, all right? But you do need to be careful of them. There's a rock sitting up on that one there, so that. Bloody come on. Come on, doesn't want to come out. Here it is, it came out. Anyway, be careful of those aircon pipes, right? So one of the things that get damaged is the front fuel tank, depending on what trucks you're doing. I'm not going out saying everybody needs a fuel tank guard, but have a look at this, right? Have a look at that. I'll try and give you a different perspective. I'll get back a little bit. Right, typical. This is a vehicle that hasn't been used off-road much, but it's had a good scrape there, and that's pushed this metal guard here, right? This metal guard has been pushed into the plastic tank, so now that metal is constantly rubbing against the tank. So use the vehicle on corrugations. Over time, is it going to do damage? I don't know, maybe a long time, yeah, probably, because it's quite a good push in. So I would advise this tank guard comes off. Oh, there's a nice gouge into it there. I mean, how sharp is that indent? My question to you, how sharp is that indent there into the plastic? Is it into the plastic? And if so, how hard, how sharp is it, right? So that's a pretty decent hit there as well. So there you go. Not just mud equals money. Some rough tracks, whoop, nearly dropped it. Some rough tracks equal money as well. Look, I don't know if I've got anything else for you. No leaks here at the axle bearings, brake pads. Brake pads look good. You can see there's a heap of meat there, right? Okay, heaps of rear brakes. Let's have a look in at this side as well. Yep, you can see how much meat's there, right? That's how we check brakes. If there's plenty there, if it's looking low, then we need to get wheels off and take a closer look. But generally, on a general service, that is what happens. There's no big thing taking wheels off and some major brake inspection. You need to do that on some cars though. Just looking for what else I can see that I need to tell you about. That fuel filter will be coming due at the next service. All right, guys, I think that's it. If you got something out of that, thumbs up, please. And yeah, if you need to call me, don't call me, text me. And that's, you know, sort of if you need parts, that sort of thing. If you've got questions, hit us up on the Facebook groups and stuff like that. And stay subscribed with the bell on and watch those videos because all the information's there. And if it's not, that's where it's going to be. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Oh, and lastly, I didn't even get my hands dirty. Just pop that back in place there, right? So it's just a matter of, you know, lift it up, lift that up, you know, flex it up a little bit that way and it just clips in, right? So that's how it should be, not, you know, not just flopping around. So it's a bada bing, bada boom moment. See you guys, thanks. See ya.